shimmering corridors betwixt this world and the next momentarily blur, allowing one with the power to receive brief instruction from the mouths of the departed. Hist! I sense the spirits among us, reaching out from their slumber into the realm of the living. Oh, spirits that once were, become corporeal, reveal yourselves. I, Professor Mysterio, command it. There is a thoroughfare, not far from where we stand, a humble passageway, where which lives were lived, continue to be lived. As the great bard of Avon once had it, tales did unfold, whose lightest words would harrow up souls, make eyes start from their spheres, and make every hair stand on end like the fretful porpentine. See!
Acme of perfection, an aid to the complexion, a cameo deception, and a tarnishing of brass. The acme of perfection,
the acme of perfection, an aid to the complexion, a cameo deception, and a tarnishing of brass, a royal embrocation, the temperance persuasion, a knight's solicitation, these are whispers, let them pass. The acme of perfection, an aid to the complexion, a cameo deception, and a tarnishing of brass, a royal embrocation, the temperance persuasion, a knight's solicitation, these are whispers, let them pass.
What you got there, Nan? A letter, is it?
Now for thee, Arthur Bert, now get on, and don't concern yourself with what don't concern you.
Won't make no difference if I did. When it comes to my letters, I never got after me 1, 2, 3s. Why, you look pretty as a picture this morning, Miss Jenny.
Thank you, Arthur. You're very sweet.
And you smell just like a flower.
That's the Albion Milk and Sulphur Soap. Purest of all the toilet soaps and an equal for the complexion. Sold in tablet form by all chemists and dealers in perfumery.
And the sickness, I hope, is eased.
Sickness?
When I passed your room this morning, did I not hear the sounds of retching? Perhaps I was mistaken.
Old Nan's got a letter.
A circular, nothing more. A missive on the delights of Phillips and Sons Dandelion Coffee. Once tried, always used. Sold everywhere.
I dream one day that I too will receive a letter. The letter I've been awaiting these 3 years past, ever since the day that young Jack set sail to seek his fortune.
Much can happen in 3 years, lass. Hearts grow cold, and even the brightest brass gets tarnished. Mr. Robert Leo, now, I wonder, does he keep well?
Well, I ask that of Miss Jenny.
Why, indeed?
I need to purchase 1.5 yards of green velvet. The Russian countess across the way has asked me to run her up a gown for some society affair she means to attend.
Russian countess, is it? I'd like to see the society that'd have her.
The Lion Norris Emporium. Why, there I saw a roll of just such a cloth. As I purchased one of their celebrated Lockrib umbrellas only yesterday, 13 shillings and 6pence.
Where'd you get that kind of money from, Arthur Bert? Or am I overpaying my potman now?
Perhaps you'd like to come and help me carry my purchase, Arthur.
But this is beautiful, Mr. Lime Norris. You really are a darling.
Oh, just in from Paris, Madam Countess. A new line we're trying at the Emporium. Purveying entirely new stocks of hats, hosiery, travelling bags and portmanteaux. 96 to 98 the High Street, Stockton-on-Tees.
Why, in such as this, shall I not be the toast of Taggy Lane?
You mean to go outside, in the street, for all to see?
But of course. And perhaps also to the temperance supper your wife is organising next Thursday Eve. You have arranged for my invitation, though.
It will be, forthcoming.
Since my recent arrival from Minsk, an aristocrat in name only, without a true friend in a cruel, pitiless world, what would I have done? How would I have survived without a guardian such as you to look over me? How I remember Minsk, the balls, the samovars, the dashing Cossacks with their twirling moustaches.
You may remember a little time ago I gave you a small token of my esteem. A cameo brooch.
Oh, a trifle of no great worth, but one that, given its provenance, I've come to hold very dear.
Then you still have it.
6 wild horses could not tear it from me. As I was passing the window of your emporium yesterday, I noticed on display the most adorable silk hat. If I am ever to believe that the dark days of Mother Russia are truly behind me, Babushka.
Something for the weekend, sir. A vial of Elliman's Royal Embrocation, perhaps, for all sprains and curbs, sore throats, stiff backs, and capped hocks. No stable entirely complete without it. There's also a private salon to the rear of the premises where a sporting gentleman such as yourself could, if he so wished, peruse a selection of products of a quite delicate nature. Not pleasing some people.
Trade appears a mite slow, John.
Oh, man'll not make his fortune whisker trimming on Taggy Lane, Robert. But as for my little sideline, unless I locate a source of investment for the purchase of new stock...
Here now, Manchester capitalist, with considerable sums of uninvested money, is prepared to advance the same. Persons of undoubted respectability only apply.
Respectability, the curse of the modern age. You, Robert, as a sporting type, perhaps I might interest you in a little...
Is that not Jenny the seamstress in the company of that simple-minded potman from the Reindeer Hotel?
See how he bounces behind her, like a lovesick puppy. Like one who's taken too many cups of Phillips & Sons Dandelion Coffee.
Too many of that estimable product? Why, I declare such a thing nigh on impossible.
Have you given any attention to my proposal of yesterday eve, Miss Jenny?
Arthur, I'm flattered and hold you most dear as a friend. But Satan Carew, it's such a way. What would we find there? How would we prosper?
I have an inheritance. Nobody knows but I. £30 or very near.
£30?
Take care of how and whom you broadcast news at such a handsome sum, Arthur Burt. Not all in Taggy Lane are honest Johns.
A moment alone for Robert Leo and me, Arthur, if you will.
I'll be close in attendance should you need me.
I looked for you last night.
I was otherwise engaged. However, there are urgent matters on which we need to talk.
Such as?
Out in the middle of Taggy Lane is not the place I care to air business. You must come to my room at the Reindeer Hotel later.
Must.
Perambulators. Lithgow and Story are now showing all their new designs for this coming season. Catalogue on application. Do I make myself clear? Before the forenoon's out. Arthur, we have velvet to purchase. Flowers for my corsage, William.
It is of little concern to me.
But there are rules to be observed in these matters. One must make the correct impression. At church, a woman ought to wear violets. At the theatre, roses. In the drawing room, camellias. And at the racecourse, pansies in full bloom. A crescendo of 4 degrees. Do you see? Modest, alert, expansive, explosive.
Well, I doubt the notion of explosive would sit too well with your temperance, friends.
Well, camellias it shall be then. Mrs. Etherington reports she saw you abroad in Taggy Lane this morning.
A business matter of little importance, especially where Mrs. Etherington is concerned.
But it is a thoroughfare that few people of standing deem respectable, William.
Yet Mrs. Etherington was there.
There will be a large number seated to supper at the Temperance Hall on Thursday, among them the mayor.
Who came to temperance rather late in his career.
Yet is now a total abstainer, demonstrating that such a condition does not disbar men for achieving the highest office. As organiser, it's important for our standing in the community that we make the correct impression.
The correct impression. The correct impression. And who, pray, are we trying to impress?
Those on whom our livelihood depends, William. The good people of Stockton. Now, I have asked Mr. Robert Leo, the shoemaker, to call for a fitting. I must make ready myself. My mother's cameo brooch. How goes the repair you took it for?
The indication is any day now.
Thursday, then. It'll be just the thing to show off camellias to their advantage.
Good health, Captain Bill. On the house. Course, it's not Dr. White's composition essence, but a essay'll suffice.
Dr. White's composition essence, which I use to great advantage in many a cold clime. The surest remedy for sore throats, influenza, quinsy, flatulence, bad feet and night sweats, and a good all-round family stimulant.
What of that young Jack, your son? Gone from this town 3 years.
3 long years and no word of communication.
None? Of that are you sure?
Aye, of that be assured. Oh, if these eyes that once gazed on many a distant shore in the service of Her Majesty, God bless her,
God bless her!
could once again gaze upon that strapping lad, I could go and meet Providence a contented soul. But if it has been torment for me, it has surely been turmoil indeed for Jenny, his true sweetheart.
A chaste and pure girl. A very paragon, I'm sure.
Aye, and notwithstanding the hard labour of her hands, which has kept her out the workhouse, which has been a ruin of many a young woman.
And how her little hands have laboured. I suspect that we shall see her true self when events within this letter come to pass. Not too long. But how to turn this information to my gain?
Arthur Burt, the very fellow. Can I trouble you for the time?
Me? But I don't have no timepiece.
A young slip such as yourself. 'Tis calculated that 8 of every 10 men and youths carry watches, yet not half of them keep the correct time. T.G. Poole's esteemed English lever, on the wrist or in the pocket, would remedy that by giving the time to the exact second.
No firm in Stockton equals its value for 4 guineas.
No house in England could match its worth for £4.
The timepiece of choice for businessmen, railway officials, captains and foremen. T.G. Poole's esteemed English lever for 54 shillings and 6pence.
A man is lost without a good watch. Now, Arthur, 'tis good fortune that brings us together this hour. An investment opportunity that which, because you are an estimable fellow, I have a mind to present to you, before offering to my usual commercial sources, a proposition that will most certainly double, nay, treble the interest to its investors within a 12-month. Now tell me, what do you know of art?
Pictures and that.
Of the most delicate nature, much sought after by gentlemen of sophistication. Now, say you were of a mind to invest, say, £30 or so, I could make guarantee that...
I don't have no money.
Oh, come now, Arthur, a little bit tells me otherwise.
I don't have no money.
Now, come now,
I
Arthur.
don't have no money.
Madam, I know you, do I not?
It is unlikely, unless you have ever visited far-off Minsk and their winter palace there.
Not that I recall. Nonetheless, I pride myself of being a student of faces, and I swear that your features seem remarkably familiar.
It is said that we all have a twin who walks the earth. I bid you good day.
I think not.
Don't mind my saying so, Mrs. Lyon Norris, but you have quite the shapeliest ankle of any woman in Stockton.
Mr. Leo.
Oh, I meant no impertinence, ma'am, but I am a man of trade and am so used to saying my mind. Furthermore, being in the practice of that trade, I can state most categorical that never have I beheld a more graceful form in the ankle than that which I now hold in this hand. The entire foot too, but for the slightest malformation.
Malformation?
The beginnings of what we in the business deem a corn, a condition easily and economically remedied.
How so, pray?
Pachyderm, the most marvellous corn cure, a compound of natural elements both scientifically and theoretically certified to be of absolute benefit to the feet. Pachyderm, to be had everywhere at 6pence the tin.
You seem to me to be the most agreeable, upright fellow, Mr. Leo, and my friend, Mrs. Etherington, speaks highly of your services. May I inquire, have you yet taken the pledge and forsworn the evils of drink?
It's a matter I've often meant to turn my attention to. Drink, I know, has been the ruin of so many.
This coming Thursday, I am holding a supper, at which will attend the mayor and many local dignitaries, both from the social and commercial spheres. One swearing the pledge before such a gathering would convey the most correct impression, assuredly proving to be of significance for future business prospects.
Oh, I'm but a humble shoemaker.
Whilst I am secretary of the Temperance Lodge.
Perhaps, then, comes a moment when I ought to more fully focus my attention on the matter in hand.
A sentiment I most readily concur.
Hello, my lad. And what brings you to Taggy Lane on such a night? Looking for a little company. It can be a terrible thing to be alone. You, sir. Maybe you care to treat a lady to a glass of porter? No? Suit yourself. Mr. Chance now, anyway. For there stands my gentleman friend. One who knows how to care for a woman's needs. Hose sauce, the most appetizing relish ever offered to the public, with a quality of ingredients that cannot be exceeded. Sold in 6-penny bottles. Hose sauce, a commodity enjoyed by all.